for today's cup of perpetual scream and coffee.
So little scream.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. At this point, there's more scream than there is coffee.
It's like those, what is it? Those cappuccinos where it's like that little tiny shot of coffee with a bunch of sugar.
It's like your cowboy coffee.
Huh?
It's your cowboy coffee.
Now listen, when I make cowboy coffee, it's different. There's a lot of coffee in that.
For those of y'all who don't know what cowboy coffee is, when kids, and a lot of kids go through as far as wanting to drink coffee, and I don't know, I did not have people that did this. I had people, it's like, well, you really don't want coffee. No, I really did want coffee. And I had grandparents that they would pour me a little bit of coffee. And it's like, we had carnation milk or whatever it was. It was one of those kinds of evaporated milks that you'd put that in it. And it's like, I drank it like that for a while. But then it's just like, at a certain point, it was just black coffee. Mm-hmm. Now, I go through times when I will drink decorative coffee, but for the most part, it is dark roast black coffee. That is something that my soul needs right now. But some parents, what they'll do, they'll start their kids out, and it'll be like a 3/4 milk with sugar and then a little bit of coffee. And that's what's considered cowboy coffee.
Yeah, that's not how I make my cowboy coffee. I actually do like to taste some of the coffee in it.
That's like the 9-ounce cups. That's for people who like the idea of coffee. Coffee is my primary drink all day, every day. Be that good or bad, that's just what it is. Yeah.
Sometimes the stomach can't hold one of those full 12-ounce mugs.
I usually have the 20-ounce mugs.
20-ounce mugs.
I have some that are larger. I have some that are 22 ounces and up.
At that point, does it just become a soup bowl?
Mm-hmm. I like to have the coffee mugs that are large enough to where I can just put my face there and steam my face, smell the coffee, the heat, the warmth. As far as the mug on my hands, it is just a goodness to me.
Goodness.
It is. It's an essential nutrient.
I just usually cannot deal with black coffee.
And that's okay. It's not
it's just
for
like,
everyone.
Like, there's just something about just standalone coffee. It's like, I may take like 2 sips, but that's all I can really handle.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. There are some things that if your body craves it, there's something it's needing. If it does not sound good to you, then avoid it because it's something your body does not want. Yeah.
I would go into more detail, but...
Don't. Oh, it's been another long day. We're recording this on February the 4th, 2025, and hopefully oldest kid will be discharged from the hospital tomorrow. Hopefully. We got there late. Mm-hmm. He is improving, but still has issues. And I had printed out, because Grok is going to be an absolute wonderful tool if used properly to help patients. Not necessarily the medical industry, because they're going to be big mad. Because people are going to find out they've not been doing their jobs. Some of us have known this for a long time.
Yeah.
And so, thinking and pondering, because the doctor that was in the ER when oldest kid was first admitted said something about the hypothalamus, that there could be some kind of dysfunction there, and they was basing that on the thyroid levels. And it's like, okay, so I finally got around to asking Grok. I am well aware that Grok is not a substitute for a medical health professional. Mm-hmm. Grok knows more. Flat out. So I had printed out the information And then a dear friend had contacted me to ask about oldest kid, and come to find out that she knew firsthand about hypothalamic issues. And so she was able to guide me as far as different supplements that have helped her and stuff like that. And I'm like, wondrous. It's just wondrous. And come to find out, I may have part of the condition also. Could be some kind of genetic something. I don't know.
What was that song? What was that song in Reaper of the Genetic Opera? It was where she was singing about her genetics.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we do have some odd genetic anomalies.
What if we are alien?
Well, that's where you get into the Rh negative blood issue.
What is it? You don't know?
They don't know. And there's lots. I'm not a lizard person. Trust me, I am not lizard.
What was the good aliens that looked humanoid?
There were actually a couple of different species. I know that the Nordics supposedly were benevolent. This is just all hearsay. I don't know. The ant people were the ones that helped the Hopi.
Really?
Yeah. They were the ones that there was some kind of cataclysmic something. We covered this. It's been years.
Mama,
it's been years.
Mama, so much shit goes on.
Yeah. And that they took them, the ant people took the Hopi underground to help them survive. Not only did they help them survive, they taught them skills that they would need when they came back above ground.
Okay. How long did they keep them underground?
I don't know. I don't know that the legend says how long. Okay. So that apparently was another species that was here. There's things that have been here and that have come and gone and maybe coming again real soon.
Was it?
Yeah. But anyhow, there's questions as far as epigenetics, which is the study of an individual's genetics, that if used for the power of good can bring amazing healing. If used for the power of evil, which evil has a tendency to take things like that and run with it, and I think that's been doing that for quite some time now, can cause great harm.
Oh, yeah.
So I had asked Grok, and just amazing amount of information. And so when the gentleman who was supposed to be the hospitalist, which is the name that they give to the doctors that float through the hospital, just not like
floaters.
Dune, not like Dune.
The floaters.
And the Harkonnens and stuff.
But those inflatable suits.
Yeah. This is the floating fat man. This man was not fat at all. But
Just pump him up with helium. He'll be good.
We had waited for quite a while. Didn't know whether he was going to, we were even going to see him today or not. He came in, and so I had questions. Mm-hmm. I'm like, we need a printout on his lab work. Have you all checked this? What are his sodium levels? Different things like that. And the dude acted totally blindsided.
He was not expecting all the questions. He did not know jack shit hardly, it seemed.
We used to have a chart. Every patient had a chart. And you were supposed to go through that chart before you ever entered that patient's room. I don't know if they do that anymore.
They're supposed to. That is supposed to still be part of protocol.
How the hell are you supposed to care for someone if you don't know what's wrong with them?
Right. It's
He just, instead of him trying to go into some of the deep science, the deep medical, he wanted to bring it back to something that was shallow. He truly did. I noticed that lots. And he was talking about diet and, because as far as with people that have IBS and stuff. And I said, yeah, a lot of those folks, they try to tell them to avoid cruciferous vegetables. And I saw it, and it was, even with his mask on, I saw that deer caught in the headlight look in his eyes. He had no idea what I had just said.
Which is scary.
Uh-huh.
It's just, that is so sad when you got someone who has 3.5 years of nursing that knows more than the fucking actual doctor with the degree.
Yeah, and my shit was back in the 80s, but because I studied, I never stopped studying.
Here's this thing, and the more that I think about it, earlier before we recorded, you asked me if you were intimidated, and I'm like, it's sometimes. Which ain't a bad thing. Like, that's no judgment. That's just that's observation. I gave the analogy of someone that has not been raised around bikers, did
Right.
not talk to anyone who only heard about them.
Yeah.
That with you know the shit. You know your shit.
Yeah.
You've lived through shit.
Yeah.
And you are authentically yourself through and through.
Yeah.
That intimidates the fuck out of people.
Because I'm real?
Yes.
Why would that be intimidating?
Because some people flat out don't know how the fuck to be real and honest and transparent.
I can't imagine trying to live a lie. And if you are in a job of whatever, and people are going to be asking you questions, it's best that you know your shit. If you don't know your shit, how in the hell are you graduating these days?
Cheating their way through?
Possibly.
Or maybe they have dumbed down the courses.
That's like the time that there was I think it was a middle school principal, hang on, coffee slurping and coming. The more escalated I am, the more coffee I slurp. Mm-hmm. It calms my nerves.
Soothes the soul. It's a soul-soothing drink.
It is. Black coffee and cigarettes. Don't teach your children how to do that. Within some of these things that's going on today, when I was called on, when we were in school, in college, any of that stuff, we were drilled that if somebody called on you, you were expected to know the answer. If you did not know the answer, you were supposed to ask questions, study, learn the stuff so that when you were called on, you could answer. Mm-hmm. What the hell is going on today?
I don't know. I've never went to college. And
it's like,
I don't know. Like, that's... I think a lot of the time, like, seriously, when I said that they dumbed down the courses, I'm not too sure I'm wrong on that.
I don't think you're wrong on that at all. And that is going to get people hurt.
Very much. And I think that's what they count on.
Well, that's like the indoctrination.
Whoever they are.
The indoctrination of these people that a piece of paper is going to protect them. And honestly, they need to have somebody out there that has monies invent a booth that has UV rays in it or whatever, those UV lights that kills germs, to where somebody could go in there and sanitize themselves for 10 or 15 seconds and then come back out.
You know when I said the grow light? That's what that is. It's a UV light, basically.
Yeah.
It's no different.
Yeah.
It's no different. And those things are relatively inexpensive. It would be so easy to create one of those booths.
Yeah.
Just some fiberglass and lights inside.
Yes. And you just go in there and
that's cheap to make too.
Yes. I know in some of these truly like the high-tech labs and stuff like that, they have those things that you go through that disinfect you. Mm-hmm. But to believe that a piece of paper that you take off, wad up, throw away. Anything and everything would then become airborne. And that's what they always told us. Even when you're making a bed, you do not shake any of you bundle things up. And then you put them in the thing. You don't shake any of that stuff because it stirs up germs. Mm-hmm. Everybody needs some exposure to germs from time to time because that's how your immune system gets kicked in. That's how you have immunity. If you live in a totally sterile environment, you have no immunity because your body doesn't need it and it gets lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask Howard Hughes.
God love those people with the autoimmune disorder. They can't even do that. That's fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they basically have to live in a bubble.
Yes. And years ago, there was this kid that was born without an immune system, and they had it was The Bubble Boy. It was starring John Travolta. It was a movie about how he was just never, and he, gerbil ball. They needed to fix him a gerbil ball. But eventually, he took the plunge and came outside the bubble. Yeah.
And what happened?
They didn't. They just ended. It was one of those, he would rather have taken his chances at becoming contaminated and, die happy than to continue to live in that sterile environment without human contact.
Right.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But as far as this over protection bullshit stuff, I told dude, I said, look, I work down at the jail. We have come in almost every kind of contaminant that you can imagine. And I told him, I said, in over 3 years, I never got sick. I said it was a matter of elderberry. It was a matter of olive leaf extract. It was vitamin C, different things like that. And he looked at me funny, like, it was sort of like, damn you.
It's like, how dare you know more, and I'm the one with the letters behind my name.
Yeah.
Embroidered on my fucking scrubs.
Yeah. So,
it's like, yeah, wear that shame, dude. Wear that shame that you don't know jack shit, that a client knows more than you.
To sit there, well, never assume what someone does or does not know by their physical appearance. Ever. Because there can be some people that are homeless. That doesn't mean they're stupid. That means that they've had circumstances that we possibly don't understand or know.
Right. And some people just dress homeless.
Yeah. Never, I'm one of those. Never understand.
Have you seen Justin Bieber lately?
God love him. He looks like a meth head.
He looks rough and he
Honest
looks like
to
homeless.
God. He looks like husband did when he was arrested years ago.
He's going through some shit.
Yeah. And it was a trauma. Probably similar circumstances. Childhood trauma.
Mm-hmm. Even adulthood trauma.
Yeah. Because that kid, somebody hurt that boy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I was very frustrated, but it's like, at least, oldest kid is just sort of like, it's mama being mama. But when you go there and you expect some of these people are supposed to know, and then you find out their level of not knowing, it's maddening. And you're like, why? It's like, I don't think he processed 9/10 of what I was talking about at all. To the point that I told youngest kid over there, I said, you know what? Never do the CBD gummies before you go into work.
Yeah, to be honest.
It was that level of dumbed down.
To be honest, with the vibe that he gave off, like, honestly, I don't see him lasting any more than maybe 2 more years in the field. I don't see it.
It was just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, whether he reads the printout or not, I said, no, I can print more when I get home.
And you can.
God.
It's just,
and
get him, mama. Get him.
It wasn't a matter of getting him. I needed him to have, he was supposed to have more knowledge than I do.
I'm sorry, if the doctor doesn't have the right amount of knowledge or the right knowledge on this shit, I think they should get chewed out.
I didn't chew him out. I
No,
didn't.
you didn't chew him out. You were very respectful, like all that. Seriously, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm saying my opinion.
Yeah.
People need to chew the ones that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground.
And it's like, this has become my job during my disability point in life, that I sit and I read and I research all damn day. That's what I do. That's how I amuse myself.
But this is why, like...
And I told him, I said, it wasn't like I just went on WebMD and pulled this out of my ass.
Right.
I did say that.
You did. You did. You did. So I'm just like...
Oh, and maybe he's not. No, he is, from his accent, he's one of us, or has been around Appalachians before. So, now the dude that was in the ER, they'd imported him from someplace, but he at least knew his shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't intimidated by me.
No, because... Mama, he was a Marine. He was in what? Army?
No, the ER doctor, not the gentleman that was the veteran.
Oh shit, no. He just had a good vibe to him in general.
He wasn't a stupid person.
No, and he could keep up with you.
Yes.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. People with a higher intelligence understand and are not intimidated with people who have a higher intelligence than those who don't. Like, seriously, the ones who don't, they look at the big wrinkly brains and be like, oh God.
It's like, oh God, pop quiz. That was the look on his face, was pop quiz, and I'm not ready.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. But the thing is, as a doctor, as a medical professional, you're supposed to have this knowledge up in your head at all times.
All times. Yep. But if I can get kid home, and the fascinating thing about the hypothalamic condition, that it does affect your blood pressure. It can affect as far as your body temperature, and it affects the ability for your body to utilize sodium. All right, all that has to do with the regulation of your blood pressure. You got that whole sodium potassium pump thing going on. Mm-hmm. That's the reason it's important. People, as far as drinking just plain water and gallons of it, know you're washing your electrolytes out. That's the reason you've got to put those back in. If you're losing sodium, you're also losing potassium, because it's fucking chemistry. Mm-hmm. So for whatever reason with the hypothalamus, and that has to do with the pituitary, and then it also has to do with the thyroid. They did say that oldest kid's thyroid is fucked just like his mama's.
So that's just a genetic thing.
It must be.
And obviously, if you have it, then it's someone else. Multiple other people in the family have had it before.
Yeah.
So.
Well, now, as far as the kidney stones and stuff like that, that is... Yeah, that's this whole area. They call it the kidney stone belt, for real.
It literally is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you get one, you can feel it. It's like, oh, no.
But the thing is, it's not a matter of the limestone. That was what it used to be. And maybe it never was the limestone. Maybe there's some other kind of something going on genetically with the people in this area that manifests in the kidney stones and stuff. I know that kidney function, as far as regulating blood pressure, that's also a huge thing too.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I was supposed to see the urologist when?
Friday, but you're going to have
I'm
to
going to cancel it.
You're going to have to reschedule because he's been exposed to something. We've been exposed to stupid...
I didn't want to go in.
Oh, God.
Happy that I don't have to go.
Is there any kind of protective equipment that we should wear to prevent the stupid...
Full body condom.
Maybe.
And then duct tape it to your feet. Like duct tape your feet at the bottom. It's just full on. There you go.
Yeah.
We all could roll. We all.
God.
You know those things actually do exist. Those big inflatable hamster wheels.
Uh-huh.
Or those hamster
balls.
balls for adults.
Yes.
And yeah, we all could walk in
Those would be fun.
24/7. But the
Those
thing
would be
is,
fun.
they fog up.
Well, of course they do. It's condensation from your breath.
So at a certain point, after 30 minutes, you're fucked.
Because think about it, and this is where dehydration, the body loses water. It just evaporates from the skin, from the breath, different things. There are so many things that people don't think about.
That's why we live in the environment we live in.
But there needs to be people
our natural
that
habitat.
do understand these things. And it was just like he was talking about any kind of respiratory, whatever it is in winter and stuff. Of course it is, because most people have heat in the house. They don't usually have humidifiers. That dries out everything. If something is too dry, it produces cracks. If you've got cracks, that can allow bacteria and stuff to enter.
Let me tell you, I've experienced that firsthand since sitting in the living room with a propane heater.
Yeah, you need to actually, that's where you needed a humidifier.
My nose and throat were so dry.
I don't think the man understood a single damn thing I said, though.
Which is scary.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, the best thing that he could have done was give the kid some other kind of antiemetic to get him through the night, give him a Benadryl. And even as far as he's like, oh, we could discharge him tonight, but the staff that does that are not here right now. The people that are here don't know how to do discharge because nobody's usually discharged at night.
And then when I said, like, as far as when y'all mentioned the Benadryl, it's like, oh, don't give him Benadryl. Everybody went silent when I said Hat Man.
Oh,
Everybody,
God.
Nobody said jack shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Y'all are supposed to be. The fuck's going on?
Just respect. It was just like, don't go there. Don't go there.
It's like, no, go there with me then. And I'm leaning over to BB thinking I said something wrong. I'm like, you told me that he said that he saw the Hat Man. It's like that he didn't see it all the time.
Right. But also
still
understanding and knowing that if they keep the kid in the hospital one more night, they get to bill for more hours. I know that. Most people know that. And it's just like I was talking to youngest kid's father, and I said, are they still doing the supplemental incomes for the hospitals if they get a CUF diagnosis? And he said, probably.
Yeah. It's
his father is not a stupid man at all.
No, he's which is ironic because I come from a family of big wrinkly brain gang, and then
his father could have been a physician easily.
Oh yeah,
he really could have.
That's super smart.
Yeah, but he just had circumstances that prevented it. But that's okay. He's
Yeah.
Oh, but if I can get my oldest kid home and get him just salt lick. I'm going to start him out with a salt lick. I'm joking. But actually, that may not be bad. You're going to get him a salt block and a mineral block, and it's like, have at it. Heal yourself.
Well, y'all were talking about the salt lamps, and it's like, here, you can lick it.
Yeah. It's salt. It's really salt.
I've licked it. I've licked them.
It's just salt. You can chip it off, and if you need it.
I think the first time, when we started bringing in the salt lamps again into our house, I think I was like, Mama, can I lick this? Is this actual salt? Can I lick this? And you're like, yeah, it's actual salt. And I did.
Yeah. It ain't gonna hurt you. It was salt. It was salt.
Yeah. It's just not disinfected salt.
Oh, hell. I mean, like I said, it's just the people going, it's just like this hand sanitizer craze that people was going on, and I'm like, soap, use soap. Better wash your hands with vodka because it's better disinfectant. Now the vodka will probably dry your skin out, but that gel hand sanitizer has some kind of chemical in it that is not good for you.
Yeah, and it dries your hands out even more.
It's not good for you. When I was working at the jail, because it was overusage. What was it? Over hygiene or something. The nail beds, along the sides of my nails started cracking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then that's an open wound. You don't want that around people that have diseases.
Right.
So I ended up
like-
at a dermatologist on that.
I think we had to learn about that in beauty school too.
Probably. If you wear the gloves too much, that will cause the same thing. It will cause the skin of your hands to break down.
Yeah, because it's trapping in that moisture, and so it's just like sloughing off at a certain point. And that's why some clients, it's like, okay, you're getting this type of color. Fuck it, I'm not using gloves.
Right.
I don't, because I didn't give a damn if my hands got stained or not.
Yeah, so what?
It came with the territory.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody who's ever hauled black walnuts
Yeah.
that are tying tobacco back in the day and stuff.
And I tried to dye my hair last night.
Oh, God.
And not a lick of it stayed in there.
And I was so grateful. Oh, God bless me.
Should I do a round 2?
No. No. Anyhow.
Bring the colored hair back.
Continue.
It's not just the libtards that wear it.
Continue to pray for us. Just continue to pray that I can get through this episode without an assault charge. Because if I truly went full on just stupid, I would tell these people about themselves. And a lot of these people, they honestly cannot handle the truth.
No, that's why I said when someone tells the truth and is their authentic self to the core, it intimidates them. They don't know the truth. So, they're going to be intimidated and fucking scared and pissed off by truth.
But why didn't they have a little bit of introspection to sit there and go, you know what? She discussed things that I don't know thoroughly about. I need to go and study these things in case someone else asks about them. What the hell is a cruciferous vegetable?
Because doing some
broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. I love the Brussels sprouts.
Because doing introspection is admitting, oh fuck, I was wrong. At a certain point.
Yeah. Yes.
And be like, oh damn, I really
so
don't know what
pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for all of us, please. Thank you for the continued prayers. This is why they are so needed every single day.
Ban stupid people.
And we didn't even get into the discussion as far as some kind of prison doctor who had decided to take the dissociative identity disorder off of husband's chart because why? And I was...
No medical doctor has
DSM-5. But the mental health professional that husband saw today did put the diagnosis back.
Good.
Because she's like, yes, it's right in there. And it's like, yeah.
What medical professional with no psychology degree has the right to take that off of their chart?
They don't, but they do it all the time because they can and nobody's watching them. Nobody is watching them. They have their own little kingdom in their eyes, and they treat those people as subhuman. That's how a lot of people out in the free world view them, as subhuman. That's not how God sees them. Do you want to tell these fine folks where we can be found?
You can find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. You can also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, where Landa, COCWS.
Be your own advocate. Seriously. And once you are edified, then you can advocate for other people. There's so many people that need advocates. Oh,
live in your truth.
Know that you are loved. Treat other people the way you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.